Just to start off with a premise. You know, I got a Toyota RAV4 out there. I love it because it's very durable and reliable. Doesn't really need service, made by the Japanese people. Hey! Well, that doesn't mean I'm an expert on cars. I mean, I might love it and think it's the best thing in the world, which I don't really. I mean, I kind of do, but there's one thing I'm absolutely certain on, and it's irrefutable, and that's okay. And, it's... You can start with a lot of premises in life. I mean, you could ask a lot of questions and seek out answers, or you could be a bullheaded, mental midget and think you know everything about something just because you own one or two of them, or, you might have an open mind. Closed minds and open minds, completely closed and completely open minds are both equally bad, by the way. That's actually an ancient premise that I've never heard repeated before recently, that it's kind of like a barn door. If you have your... people talk about having an open mind. I'll point out to you that an open mind is as bad as a closed mind. You're supposed to have a gatekeeper at the doors of your mind. It's like, is this logical and intelligent and reasonable? If it is and you let it through, then you experiment with it. If you got a completely closed mind, obviously it's not open to anything. We all know why a closed mind is bad. A completely open mind is also equally bad. It's kind of like, I got a bunch of expensive shit in the house. I'm going to go leave and, take a vacation. I'm going to leave the fucking front door open, Maybe, all my neighbors will come in and steal my shit. When you got an open mind, you let your mind open to a lot of crap, nonsense, BS. It's kind of like how people become brainwashed and they end up in, nutty cults created by dead science fiction writers. You don't know what I'm talking about there. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So an open mind is as bad as a closed mind. What does this shit got to do with photography? I guarantee you that most people don't know really anything about lenses. The one thing I'm happy, but when other people are happy. I said I'm not selling anything. And I can't, put my subjective beliefs on others when it comes to lenses, because photography is all about what you want. It's some people, say Sigma lenses, which are crap. I mean, you're just, you're a fool to want a Sigma lens, because those lenses cost as much as a Zeiss, in most cases, more than a Zeiss. I mean, that's like saying, would you rather have a beat-up old crappy Volkswagen or a brand new Lamborghini? They're both the same price. People choose a Sigma. But, if you like that sort of nasty rendering, it's a subjective choice. So I understand that. Even though I know Sigma lenses are crap and they're junk. This is just one example. I'm not trashing on Sigma, which I always trash on Sigma. But whatever someone wants is perfectly valid. That's perfectly fine. But people don't really know lenses. I mean, I'm always using the wine analogy, and I'm not a drinker. I mean, why are there hundreds of thousands of different wines out there? Isn't it all frickin' fermented grape juice, right? I've had a few glasses of wine in my time. I maybe had 30 glasses of wine in my life. But I mean, I know enough about wine to know the difference between, a $12 bottle of rot gut that some wino buys and an exquisite fine Barbera from the upper Etruscan Valley in northwest Italy, There's a reason why that shit's $10 and that stuff is $50 a bottle. And that's not expensive stuff, obviously. I never had money for expensive stuff, and I don't drink anyway. To judge a wine purely upon alcohol content is ridiculous, because, if you judge a wine purely upon resolution, then that would be like a wino walking into a liquor store. Yeah, well, I want the wine. What do you want, sir? I want any crap with alcohol in it, And whatever got the alcohol in it doesn't cost much. So, I mean, isn't that kind of stupid to judge a wine? Why would someone stupidly pick a lens based upon... No, that's not saying anybody wants a fuzzy lens. However, Sigma still makes fuzzy prime lenses. They do. So do some others. Samyang. And a few others. Prime lenses have been sharp since the 1940s, by the way. I mean, I got some lenses that are older than my grandfather, if he was still alive. The lenses are sharp. Damn. So, resolution is not really an issue. It's how they render. You need to have an open mind. Whatever it is that you want, I mean, seek out those attributes. Test something. If you don't want to borrow it, you can always buy it and return it. Buy it from someplace and return it. If you got to return 3 or 4 lenses, fine. But I mean, I will never impose my will upon someone else. Like, they say, what's the best lens? Like, well, this is what it is. I say, what's your budget? What do you plan on shooting? Need to know more information. I just can't make a blind recommendation. Sometimes you can because there's only a couple of choices. It's like, what's the best wide zoom for FX? It's like, well, you only got 2 choices, Nikkor 1424 and the Tamron 15-30. There are a few other choices, but not really. 1635 f4 doesn't count. How about like a fast f2.8 wide zoom for a FX Nikon? Sometimes you've only got one choice, but certainly not always. I mean, there's hundreds of different types of 50s and 55mm lenses out there. Also macro and, oh Lord, portraiture lenses. I mean, God, I must have over 30 different types of 85mm lenses. And they all render differently. Zeiss, don't have the Tamron, I don't want it. Someone actually attacked me today. It's like, that Tamron 85 is sharp, and I love it. It's like, how many, I asked, I'll ask someone, I won't be rude, unless they're insanely rude. It's like, how many 85mm have you really tried? It's like, you're like, I hate you because you said that Tamron 85 is no, I got that lens and well, fine, if you love it, that's good. As long as you love it, that's all that matters. But how the hell do you know? That's, how many 85s have you tried? Maybe there's something else out there, but it's like, I grew up in this city, I've never left this city, but god damn it, this is the best pizza in the world. It's like, well, how the hell do you know that? You never left this town, and you think that, like, Joe's pizza shop is, how the hell do you know? Same is true of lenses. I mean, have an open mind, Obviously discriminate. Have a gatekeeper at the doors to your mind that's able to say, is this logical true? Let's take some test shots. What sort of validity does this statement make? Open mind is as bad as a closed mind. I always wince and pucker when someone says, you should have an open mind. No, you shouldn't have an open mind. You should have a partially open mind with a gatekeeper at it. I don't believe in open minds. I don't believe in closed minds either. An open mind is, ever seen somebody in life and they look like this? I can't even imitate that face because people are like that are so stupid, and there's so many of them. They're like this. Here, this is what they look like. You can hear the wind whistling through their ears. It's like whatever you tell them, they'll believe it. Oh, okay. Really? The sky is green? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I think you're right. I do. Yeah, okay. That's an open mind. People like that end up in cults. They end up drinking Kool-Aid or something from some, you know what I'm talking about? You know the people I'm talking about, don't you? Don't you? You know you've met people like that. They're everywhere. You had to, unless you've been living in a hole in a bunker in Montana, you have run into people like that. Unless you are one yourself. Then you've never met, well, every time you brush your teeth in the morning, you met someone like that, but you didn't recognize the person because that person was you. Oh my God, the truth hurts. The truth. This lens is awesome. It has a little Chinon 55 millimeter f1.7. Now it's a hard lens to get, damn it. Because I had to flap my lips about it every time it comes up on eBay. Somebody buys it. Just keep an open mind about lenses, but keep it partially open. Not fully closed, but, people don't really know lenses. And that's okay, but investigate, explore. Buy it and then return it. It's like, why are you returning this lens? I was test driving it. It's like, how do you rent a lens without paying for it? Buy it and return it. That's called renting. Yeah, exactly right. Bye.